Hi everyone, I'm back. Today I thought I might talk about the different cameras I use in the different productions, especially considering the fact that recent times there have been a number of new cameras hitting the market, including the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 Pro Max has changed my mind about the possibility of trading up from the iPhone 10. I think everyone who uses professional cameras will be blown away by the specs of the new cameras in the new iPhone. I mean, you've got 10-bit recording, full HDR, Dolby Vision color. I mean, hell, that's incredible. But saying all that, the reality is that I still use a 6-year-old camera for most of my production work. And that's this camera here, the trusty old C100. By today's standards, it is considered an old camera. But the quality of the image I can get out of this is quite staggering. So this is it's a HD camera, and it records at 25 megabytes per second. Excuse the background noise. We're coming into spring here in Australia, and we've got people starting their lawnmowers and God knows what else. So you might find some background noise there. Sorry about that. Anyway, getting back to the C100. So yes, it shoots let me explain. It records in HD. One of the unique things about this camera when it first came out is that it shares exactly the same 4K sensor that the original C300 had. So it's actually sampling video at 4K, 8-bit, and then downsampling to HD. And as a result of that, the quality of the video, especially for web-based video, is still up there as far as I'm concerned. And the other reason why I grabbed this camera, especially for a lot of the run and gun work that I do, is the fact that I can whack a shotgun mic on here, plug it into the XLR ports, set up a phantom connection here. If you're not sure what that is, it's basically a power supply for the microphone, and then flip out the screen, turn it on, and hey presto, and I've got full auto focus, and away I go. Full control, manual, auto if need be, but manual. All the buttons I need to operate are at easy to handle. It is just so handy. And then in between takes, if I feel like I want another lens, whip it off, put another lens on. As I say, as a workhorse, you can't beat it. Fantastic camera. And to be frank with you, because of the cost of new cameras and the fact that I still get so much use out of this, I doubt that I'll be replacing this for many years to come. I thought I might explain some of the other cameras I use. I'm shooting this with the Canon EOS R. I bought that primarily for photography work, but it's got it can record in 4K, so especially for YouTube work like this, it's ideal. Also have the old 70D digital SLR. It's still a great little workhorse. Shoots in HD, but again, a great little camera. And again, I can interchange different lenses. So the point I'm trying to make here is that older cameras are not necessarily bad. You can do so much with them. The other camera that I tend to use a lot, the GoPro. This is the GoPro 7, and I have 2 GoPro 5s. I primarily use these on moving shots. For instance, I have been recording and producing a range of documentaries on a group of vintage enduro bike racers over the last 6 years, and these get used a lot with those. I tend to get volunteer riders to put these on their. I put one on their camera, sometimes on their body. Sometimes I put one on the back of their bike, facing the other way. And you'll have to forgive my stuff ups along the way. I'm still new at this, and I sometimes have these mount them on the bike itself, but I get great action shots. I also use them for my e-bike riding. So I have a mountain bike with an electric motor on it, and which is another story. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so these are great for that. And seriously, the 7 has been fantastic, especially from the point of view of stabilization. I am seriously thinking about getting the latest one, the Hero 9. I have a suspicion it's going to be brilliant for the type of work I want to do. I also use, oops, sorry about that, a drone. I don't use it for commercial work, but I do use it for some fun stuff with the bikes. And you know what? Again, this is an older, so this is the DJI Spark, and I think it's getting up there around 3 years old. It only shoots in HD, but again, this thing does such a brilliant job. It's so small, I can get into unbelievable places with it, and with the controller, it goes like the bat out of hell, and as I said, fantastic tool. You know, I think one of these days I might look at getting the Mavic, the 4K, but you know, sometime in the future. Now, I was talking about microphones before, so here we go. This is the Rode NTG3. This is the actual mic that I'm actually recording the sound on at the moment. I have 2 of these, and what I tend to do, this is generally, I have a rubber shock mount that I put that in there, whack it on there, and I have a small cable that comes around and goes into the XLR ports. And again, as a run and gun, this is brilliant. You, like for instance, with these vintage motorcycle races, sometimes when the guys come roaring in, I'll go running up to them, point it, and they'll talk to the camera, and I get awesome quality audio. So top mic. Another mic which I find very handy, this is the Rode Reporter mic. Now it's got a very narrow field of pickup, but you can actually be in a windstorm, like it'd be a gale, and you will get really clear sound as long as you've got it close to the source. Absolutely awesome. And you stick an XLR radio transmitter here, all right, into your wireless receiver, and again you can go anywhere and have, you know, fantastic reporting mic. Top stuff. I also use radio mics. I have the bigger versions. I've got the Sennheiser. I've forgotten the. Doesn't matter. The Sennheiser system. But one of the ones I tend to use a lot are these new Rode. The Rode. I forgot the name of them. Sorry about that. What are they? Doesn't matter. These are very small, on-the-go mics. So we have, this one is basically the mic, and I quite often stick this under, I have an elastic band which I put under my shirt. I stick this to it and put a little wind sort of gag on there and whack it under there, and that's when I do the riding on the bike and I'm talking. That's these, and this is the receiver. You can put that on top of the camera, whichever camera, or in this case into the audio recorder that I'm using to record this today. And very compact, very useful. Now, admittedly, they're short range, but I've got two of the Sennheiser units, the large units, and I've got 4 of the Rode larger wireless units, and you can get up to probably 90 meters out of those units. Fantastic. So, you know, wireless mics, fantastic. And then probably the last mic, oh, sorry, the last camera I use at the moment is the trusty old iPhone 10. As I said before, I will probably, maybe sometime next year, look at getting the iPhone 12 because of the awesome cameras that are in that. But bloody hell, the cameras in this are great. And you couple that with an app called Filmic Pro, and so I can set the frame rates and different apertures, color spaces, you name it. I can match up the footage shot from this with the EOS R or even with the C100, so use it as a secondary camera or a third. So, you know, I think this is a kit that I've built up over many years, and I intend to keep using them, and I will look at buying new cameras, but only when I can actually use them to make money. I think at my age, I'm 65 now, I think the kit I've got will do me for a long, long time to come. And probably the only new cameras that I might look at buying straight away are things like GoPros and maybe, as I said, the iPhone. I think what I might do in a later video, I will show you some of the earlier cameras going right back. So, you know, when I was 16, I had the Super 8 film camera, and then go on from there. But we'll look at that in another video. So I think I might call it quits. But as I said, fantastic. I still keep coming back. I really cannot say how good this is. If you're in the market for a cinema camera, but you can't afford the new prices, I would seriously consider looking around for second-hand C100s. I think you can get them for around the $1,500 mark. And especially if you're looking at doing web-based work, you can't go wrong. I made a comment before about the fact that it records onto SD cards at 25 megabytes per second, and I know some people are going to say, "What? Such a low, data rate?" Well, yes, it might be, but the end result of the quality of the videos you get out means that I get the best of both worlds here. So I'm getting a 4K sensor, downsampling to HD, then recording to very small video files, and yet when you show these files on a big screen 70 inch television, they look awesome. So and this is the thing, actually, while I'm on the subject, I will finish up in a minute. There's a pattern at the moment where a lot of new cameras are starting to increase the data rates. Look, that EOS R, at the moment I'm recording, I think, at somewhere around 200 to 300 megabytes per second for this 4K. They're huge file sizes, and you have to store them, you have to process them. So, as I said, here is a camera that can do so much, probably more than that camera in a lot of ways. And the management of the files is so much better. Anyway, something to think about. As I said, I better wrap up. So thank you. Until the next video. See you later.